Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be fixing up this little 040 switcher from Marx. This is a locomotive which was sent to me from David Z to G scale, and as I recall, I think it either ran really poorly or it didn't run at all. I can't exactly remember, but in any case, we're going to be trying to fix this thing up, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a good runner by the end of this. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, so to start off here, we're going to get this thing all set up on the track here, and we're going to give it some power and see if it does anything. I guess it doesn't run after all. That's fun. I thought it had run a little bit when we had tested it way back when. That's funny. Well, I guess it definitely needs some sort of work done on it. I don't know what's up with it, but in any case, we'll try to get it going again. Alright, so to start off here, we're going to open this thing up. These can be a little bit tricky to open. You just need to get the right amount of pressure basically between those tabs there without accidentally snapping the plastic. But yeah, I found they can be a little bit tricky to take apart. So here's the inside. You know, I'm not entirely confident this is a stock motor, because I've got another one of these and it does not look like this. So that's interesting. Yeah, gee. Those wheels are mighty dirty too. Well, I guess I'll get some test leads here and we'll see if the motor works. Alright, so yeah, we'll just put one of these on here and there. So it does. That's funny. Alright, well, I don't really know what exactly would be causing the problem, because this wire... Oh, maybe... Ha! Yeah, okay, that's our problem right there. This wire was evidently soldered on something, so it's possible this just broke off since the last time we were running it, but yeah, I think that's at least our electrical problem. The whole thing desperately needs to be lubricated, though. You can definitely hear that. But overall, it doesn't seem to be too bad. So I guess to begin here, we'll try to fix this wire. This should be interesting because we need to connect it to this little contact right here. So yeah. Anyway, I guess what we'll do is we'll just feed this through, and then yeah, I'll try to get like some flux or something on there just to clear off any old greases and things like that. Yeah, put a little bit of flux right there. Don't need a crazy amount, just enough. Alright, so I got that done. And now if we go here and we hook up some test leads. Ah, yes, there we go. Alright, well, there's one thing done. Now, another thing I want to take care of is I was turning this, and I just so happened to notice there are these little, basically the armature there, the little plates are a bit rusted on the top, and this can make the motor run a little less efficiently, so I have this little cleaner here, so we're just going to remove any rust off of those, which should improve how efficiently the motor turns over there. I had this old Lionel, and it used to use a lot of power, and I couldn't figure out why. And then there was this one day I opened up the motor, and I found that there was a lot of rust. And after I removed it, it started to run moderately efficient. I mean, it's like a 50-year-old engine there, so you can't expect it to be perfect, but it helps. Alright, so we got those pretty cleaned up. They're good enough now, at least. So what we're actually going to do is I'm just going to put some oil on this, and I'm just going to coat each of the tops. You really wouldn't want to put much here. I don't know if there's any negative effects of doing this, but basically I'm just putting a little bit of oil. Because the thing is, if there's rust and you remove it, you know, there's not going to be any antioxidant coatings in there anymore. So you want to put something just so that... you know, it's not going to rust again, because the oil will dry on there. This could burn a little bit if it's an old armature and it gets super hot. It might burn it off a little bit, but I really don't think it's going to harm it in any way. And we'll just take off any excess here with the dry part. Just a little bit, it will help it. So yeah, that's all good. And while we're at it, we'll add lubricant to all of the bearings here. So the 2 on the motor, and there's 1 in there that needs some. Also right there. So the wheels on this locomotive are looking quite dirty, so we're going to want to clean those up. Now I'm going to show you something, because of course you don't have to put the wires on the wheels for it to work. If you just find the 2 grounds, it will. And you get the engine running, and then you take yourself one of these track cleaning things, you cut off the end with an X-Acto knife, and watch how quickly this will clean off those wheels. And you do that for a bit and you can see just how much of a difference it makes. I'm going to do this on the rest of the wheels now. And we're now going to mix some grease and oil for the little worm gears there, which will help them. And you want to mix a pretty good ratio of oil to grease. So maybe mix it like for every 1 part of grease you put 2 or 3 parts oil, or even 4. It really just depends on you know, what you're dealing with. Plastic parts don't need as much lubrication as metal ones. There's just less friction there, so it doesn't have to be as thick. But for metal parts, I would put more grease, because the thicker the lubricant, the better it will basically do at separating the 2. So reduce friction. You just don't want to put too thick a lubricant, otherwise it will add other extra strain to the motor, basically. And you just apply that on there. Let it spin around. I'll add a little bit more oil here, a bit more grease, just so we can lubricate the other one properly. Of course, it doesn't have to be mixed perfectly either, because while it's in there, the gears will mix it. You just want it to be good enough there that it will stick. And that's not bad. Just wipe off that excess grease and, well, I think this thing's pretty much ready to go. So now all we've got to do here is get these 2 parts back together. I think if you kind of just get one side in first there, it should go in like so. And yeah, there's our locomotive all back together. Why don't we go test this thing? All right, let's get this thing all set up and see how or if it runs. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, it's moderately efficient too. It's not the greatest, but it could be worse. This is a... Whoa, okay, that's a really speedy engine. I did discover this thing has a 3-pole motor, which I think is different from my other one. Now, I don't think that that motor is stock, but yeah, I'm pretty sure my other one has a 5-pole, so it's probably part of the reason this one's so speedy there. Let's... I'm kind of curious here. My goodness, what a fast little engine. I gotta love the little 040s. They're just great. Yeah, so that's plenty fast. I am kind of curious though, if we bring it back here, can it do a low speed? That I'm not so sure. Yeah, that's not bad. For a 3-pole, that's not bad. And then that, okay, it just kicked out. Okay, and you can hear too, since everything's lubricated properly, it's quite a bit quieter. But yeah, I'm very pleased with that. I think that really fixed it up quite a bit. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to give a thanks to David Z2G Scale for sending this little loco. It's really generous of him, and yeah, it's fun getting to work on it. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching.